There's nothing easy about the modern hardware business, but this Silicon Valley icon is working to corner a new dimension. 3D, AI, and a printer in your pocket. Can HP Inc.'s hardware innovations give this tech titan a soft landing?
Look at HP Inc. run. Can you believe that when the old Hewlett-Packard split into two, HP Inc., the computer and printer component, is widely viewed as a loser amidst of steadily declining businesses? Everyone wanted to own HP Enterprise instead. Fast forward to today, and it's HP Inc. That's HPQ for all you home gamers. That's on fire. It's up about 46% for the year, including a monster more than 6% move today alone. And boy, am I ever glad we got behind this one when we did. The reason for this latest leg up? Yesterday afternoon, the company held its annual analyst day, where they told a fantastic story. HP Inc. has been taking market share. They've moved into printed graphics for the textile industry, rolling out a low-cost 3D printing platform. They've also got a new technology that lets them 3D print metals, not just plastics. We've got to find out more about that. Even better, the company's full-year guidance for 2018 came in stronger than expected, in part because of beautiful PCs like the one that I have. Yes, I've got one of the newer ones, but not the ones that just came out. Darn it. Let's take a closer look with Dion Weisler. He's the president and CEO of HP Inc. Hear more about how his company's doing, where it's headed, and how he managed to turn into the golden boy of the Hewlett-Packard breakup. Dion, welcome back to the show.
Jim, thank you. Thanks for having me again. It's great always to be here with you.
2 years ago, you told me that you would, at this point, begin to commercialize 3D printing, not in the gimmicky way that the other guys had, but for heavy-duty industrial uses. Give me some and tell me who's adopted it.
I tell you what, I couldn't be proud of what the team's done. You know, in just 9 short months. 9 months ago, we had no revenue. We had no channel partners. We had no ecosystem. And we hadn't even sold our first product. 9 months later, we've got 65 channel partners in every single place all around the world, in over 170 countries that we represent. We're selling real products, real technology, an incredible ecosystem of partners, and real revenue. And I guess this would make any venture capitalist ecstatic with what we've done in such a short period of time.
Now, to your right shoulder back, I see a pair of what looks to be sneakers. Now, I know that Nike, for instance, wants to personalize sneakers, but in order to do that, you've got to do it in mass production in an inexpensive way. Does 3D printing allow for mass production, for personalization in an inexpensive way?
Well, of course, this is why we got into the production side of 3D printing. We weren't terribly interested in home-based printing. We see this not as the $5 billion market it is today. We really want to disrupt a $12 trillion manufacturing industry, first in polymers. And you were there right at the beginning with us when we first launched our polymer technology or plastics technology a couple of years ago, and we said we'd get into that business when we could disrupt it with speed, quality, and cost, and we have that today. And it's almost following a Moore's law, Jim, in that the productivity continues to improve. Last year, the inflection point, let's say on a gear cog, was 55,000 units or less. Would be cheaper economically to 3D print them. In 2018, that'll be 110,000, and we see that exponential curve growing, and that's going to open new applications, and you're exactly right. Nike's an incredible partner of ours, and they're working on this kind of technologies. Other industries, whether it be BMW or Johnson & Johnson or big manufacturing players like Jabil.
What can you do for J&J?
Well, J&J is really interesting. These guys, you might not know it, but they serve 1 billion customers a day, but their goal is to serve 3 billion customers a day, and they know they can't do that with traditional manufacturing. They gave me one example. This is a multi-jet fusion part. I hope you guys never see this part. This is what they call a spinal spacer, and if you go and have back surgery, they open up a bag of like 150 of these things, and they try to find the closest match. With 3D printing, you can make the perfect spinal spacer. They take our multi-jet fusion technology and they complement it and they coat this with a nanocrystalline coating, and that enables it to be safe to be inserted in a human body. And just imagine the patient outcomes when you can do that. let alone the waste of having to throw out 140 of these things when you've selected just one of them. Now they're desterilised.
My idea here, just because you mentioned that, and I know that I hear about this, when you crack a tooth, the first time they put in a temporary, second, and then they try to fit you, and then you go back again, they fit you again. Why can't a dentist have a 3D printer in his or her office and print out the right tooth that fits, and you save $2,000 in appointments?
Well, I think, all of those kind of technologies are coming. We're working with all sorts of partners in the industry. It's a question of matching the right material science with the technology and finding exactly those kinds of very specific applications. So I think that's why it's exactly going to disrupt this $12 trillion manufacturing industry that we're in, because we're going to find ways to not only democratize manufacturing in a way that hasn't happened since, the assembly line was created more than 100 years ago, but it's going to enable designers to design anywhere in the world, anything they can kind of imagine, and a manufacturer to be a manufacturer anywhere in the world.
Well, look, I think I don't have much time left. I did, as you know, get the PC that you suggested. I dropped it the other day to demonstrate. I scared the heck out of the whole staff on my other show. I dropped it. I said, no, you can't destroy this thing. And it's got Bang & Olufsen sound. The screen is beautiful. But I felt brokenhearted when I realized at your analyst meeting, you have already created new ones better than this and lighter ones. When do those come out?
Well, they're already shipping. This is a never-ending, constant evolution of innovation. I think that's what the team is just doing so well. We're understanding our markets. We're moving into higher price bands. We're moving into premium. We're moving into gaming. We're adding the sprinkles of magic that enable you to have that product there that sort of performs like a tank, but with the beautiful design features that we're building into all of our products. That product that you have is still current. We just have different sizes for different people, depending on what their needs are.
Well, I'll be watching episode 9 of Narcos 3. I watched the last 8 on it, and I binged. It's fantastic. Dion, you're a man of your word. When I saw you, you had all these dreams. The stock was at 12. I wasn't sure. You won me over. The stock's made a lot of money for people, especially when you include the dividend, and the products are fabulous. Dion Weisler, President and CEO of HP Inc., congratulations on everything you've done for shareholders.
Thank you, Jim, and we're just getting started.
He's right. They are. This is still an inexpensive stock, and I'm not even including the 3D printing stuff we just talked about. Stick with HP Inc., which is HPQ, and stick with Cramer. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.